Recorded Books presents Harlem Godfather, The Rap on My Husband, Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson, by Mamie Johnson and Karen E. Quinones. Narrated by Patricia R. Floyd. Harlem Godfather, The Rap on My Husband, Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson. Foreword by Shannon Holmes. Underworld organized crime figures from other ethnic groups have long been held in high esteem for their criminal exploits, evidence of which can be seen throughout every media outlet, from magazines, books to film. These criminals are well documented throughout the annals of history. Hollywood has especially taken up position to glamorize and romanticize their life stories, making a handsome profit in the process. Movies depicting these Caucasian criminals, many of which, like The Godfather, are considered American cinematic classics. They live on long after the person in question has passed away, later to be discovered by other unsuspecting generation after generation. Even today, urban youths have taken such a liking to the criminal lore that even some rappers and producers have adopted their monikers in part or in whole, i.e. Irv Gotti, as an alias. It is rare, if ever, that such an honor is bestowed on an African-American gangster. But if there was a black criminal who deserves that tribute, then that person would be Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson. Before there was a Nicky Barnes, Guy Fisher, Freddie Myers, or even modern-day drug lords like Alpo and Rich Porter, there was Bumpy Johnson, the Harlem Godfather. Nowadays, the streets of Harlem languish in a state of uncertainty. With the drug game in shambles, there is no clear-cut leader on the streets. There is no organization that exerts total control. Once upon a time ago, there was. Bumpy Johnson and his cohorts ruled Black Harlem with an iron fist. Nothing illegal happened unless he gave the word. He was the man before my generation knew who or what the man was. Bumpy was a man amongst men. He was a true stand-up guy who took on the upper echelons of the mafia and won. Way back when, America was looked upon by foreigners as the land of opportunity. But here at home in the United States, the black man couldn't even find decent work to feed his family. Foreigners routinely came from across seas and took all the best jobs, even in the criminal realm. Time and time again, the black man was underestimated and overlooked. Conditions such as these spurred many law-abiding black men to enter into a life of crime. They merely took the bitter fruit, the lemons, that the corrupt political infrastructure gave them, and made sweet lemonade. From the undercarriage of society, the have-nots were born. From humble beginnings came a true American gangster. When the streets of New York were ripe for the taking, Bumpy Johnson carved out his own piece of the American dream. This man was larger than life. In between these pages lie the answers to the mystery surrounding his life. See why Bumpy Johnson was reviled by some, loved by many, but respected by all. Chapter 1. Godfather of Harlem. It wasn't unusual for a gunshot victim to be wheeled into the operating room of Sydenham Hospital in Harlem in 1952, especially in the wee hours of the morning, when club hoppers with too much to drink took their 9-to-5 frustrations out on whoever was available. But this was no usual gunshot victim. This was my husband, Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson. The man who, according to
Sample complete. Ready to continue?